Welcome back to Gran Turismo 7, guys. Today we are back with update 1.56, and last time out you guys saw me drive this bone stock BMW Z4 from the used car dealership, 50-something thousand mile car. Pretty fun though in stock configuration. But today we're going to be focusing on the next car from the updates. Like I did with 1.55, I'm going from most interesting in my opinion to least interesting in my opinion. So today we're going to be jumping over to the Peugeot 205 GTI. Now, much like the Z4, it can be found in the used car dealership. Now, unfortunately, you can't get this car in Brand Central due to its age. So the only place to get it is the used car lot. But it's a pretty solid little car, 61,000 credits. It is not a cheap car by any means. That could probably be attributed, one, to just what it is, and two, the fact it only has like 9,000 miles, I think I saw. But it is the 1.9 liter model. Solid little intake noise. I think I can speak for the majority of people when they watched the when they saw the silhouettes for the trailer. I fully expected this to be a Mark II VW GTI, which I would not have been mad about. Some of you guys may or may not know I owned a Mark 7 GTI in real life, so I would not be too butthurt if we'd gotten a Mark II GTI, but we got bamboozled. However, we did still get a GTI. It's just not a VW GTI. It's arguably the VW GTI's best competitor during the 80s, and that is the 205 GTI from Peugeot. So this thing is sweet. I've always loved these cars and all the games I've ever experienced them in, especially the Turbo 16 variant, which I spent a lot of time in GT6 as a drag car. I'm sure a lot of people who played GT6 back in the day remember how broken the 205 Turbo 16 was as a drag car. I may make the mistake of calling this 206 because I'm more familiar with the Peugeot 206 versus the 205. 5-speed manual, pretty solid interior. Does remind me a lot of this era. Like, I get Mark 1 GTI vibes from this interior a lot. Just the way the dash is shaped. I mean, obviously it's a little more modern than the Mark 1, especially the version of that that's in this game. They got manual mirrors. You've got nice old school analog gauges. 15,000 kilometers on this one. So yeah, I think this is going to be a fun car to drive. Let's go ahead and buy it, though. 9,000 miles on it. It's very, very, very low miles. Much like with the BMW video, we'll poke around the mod shop. I just kind of want to see what's available for it. I'm not going to do any modifications in this video. I talked about this at the end of the Z4 video. The goal is for this and okay, no engine swap, but we do have a wide body, which doesn't really do a whole lot. Except in the front. That, like, I barely notice a difference. There's no point in that, honestly. But the goal is for the 205 and the Z4 to get their own Racing Modified videos. It's part of my Racing Modified series. Let's take a look around here. We got, this guy looks Turbo 16-ish. And then we got, like, a rally front end, which is kind of cool. I don't think I would use this for rally. I think, much like my other, like, front-wheel drive builds, I'm going to use this as a track car. Okay, so for the side, you lose the antenna and the badge, or you lose the badge work on one, and then lose the antenna and the badge work on the other. I don't really like that. I think I'd rather have the antenna and the badge on the side. For the rear, we've got a painted rear, like, deck lid looking thing, and then a painted deck lid with no badging. So, not really a fan of that either. For spoilers, we've got a delete and a pretty ugly spoiler. This one is definitely a miss in terms of the modifications. Standard hood pin options, nothing's really changed, nothing ever will. You got your tow hooks, you got a little cloth one, and then you got the metal one. Pretty odd placement, but nothing like, well, I mean, that is the factory placement I just saw. Roll cage, this is nice. This is very nice to see, especially for people like me who like to do, like, spec racing and, you know, design cars around, like, a spec rule set of sorts. Seeing the roll cage is a nice little added bonus for realism, and I do like that being there. And then obviously, you know, stuff like the license plate. Though we do have a front grille option. Okay, so you can get it with just the vents, which I do like that a lot. Ventless, which looks even better. And then you got plugs. That's like rally car-y to me. I feel like the Type C would be really good for rally car. For me personally, I'll probably wind up in the Racing Modified video going with the Type B, just because I really like that ventless look. It looks really good. And that is all. So the 205 has a couple of good modifications, in my opinion. The rest of them kind of suck. Like, not gonna lie. And no engine swap. Again, 2 cars in this update with no engine swaps is kind of a surprise. But let's stop talking. We're going to go to a track and experience the 205 GTI. Welcome to Autopolis. This is a track that I've never featured in any of my videos because I'm just not familiar with it. I'm trying to get into Super GT. As an American, that is extremely difficult because there's a giant language barrier and it's really hard to find places to watch Super GT in English. Granted, I'm not opposed to watching them in Japanese, but it's also still really hard to find where to watch Super GT live, even in Japanese on the US side of things. So this is the full course. This will be a longer lap. As you guys can see, the 86 Group 4 did a 151 around here. So expect this to take over 2 minutes. This thing will not touch any of these cars at all. I do not expect this to be even remotely competitive. The fastest lap time I've ever set around here was in November of 2022 with the SF19. Of course, that car got pretty nerfed in the physics update, as you guys saw in the Formula Car shootout. I fully expect this to be well into the 2 minute range. I'm going to take a guess around 220 is what I'm going to say. It might be slower. Don't take my word for it. I don't know this track very well. As you can see, I've only done 5 timed laps here in time trial mode, so really not a track I'm familiar with. But anyway, let's get underway. Let's see what this thing is like to drive in its completely stock configuration. Alright, so right away the VR position is a little bit close. If you're into that kind of stuff, then cool. For me, I prefer it to be a little bit more sat back, but I'm not going to adjust it. I do all these videos in VR. Sounds good. Intake noise is really good. I think with the racing, like all the light weighting stuff, because a lot of you guys may not know this unless you pay really close attention. When you do weight reduction in this game, you actually will get more interior noise, more in-cabin noise. So if you're playing in first person, or if you do like me when you're playing VR, the sound is different. So we are in comfort medium tires. Not my first choice for tire, obviously, but considering the car's power and the car's weight, it should be fine. The Z4 struggled a lot with oversteer and actually a little bit of understeer with the comfort softs. This, on the other hand, I don't expect to have any issue. A little bit of limiter there. Little double apex kind of deal. And really tight corner. Put a foot down a little bit of wheel spin, a little bit of understeer. Front wheel drive stuff. I know this all too well. I'm just going to dab the brake. I dabbed the brakes a little bit more than I would have liked to in that corner. I'm just going to kind of coast it in third. I don't think I need to quite necessarily shift in a second. A little bit of wheel spin there, as you guys saw and probably heard. Alright, so coming to this really tight hairpin up here. Hard on the brakes at the second sign just before the 50-meter mark. I'm going to leave it in second for now. A lot of wheel spin, a little bit of limiter there. This is honestly a nice track. I don't really know why I haven't given this track the time of day, other than it's just a track that I've, up until GT Sport and GT7, didn't really know existed, because it was never featured in any of the older games or in like Forza and stuff. Alright, a lot of wheel spin there. I'm banging limiter a lot with this one, so I apologize. I know that's technically making me slower, but I'm really just trying to enjoy the car. My controller battery just died. I don't know if it's popped up on you guys. Good thing I'm using a wheel. Alright, I was a little bit off. My guess is we have now approaching 230s. I think we're going to get right around 230. 228.9. Pretty solid little time. And actually a really fun car. Like, this thing's pretty just chill. Alright, just for fun. I didn't do this in the Z4 video. Or did I say Z4? I meant Z4 if I did say C4, but we're going to launch it. I love the functional oil pressure gauge. I always get really excited when I see the detail they put in these clusters. Yeah. A lot of wheel spinning first. Let's see if I just e-brake, handbrake turn it. Oh, man. This thing is fun. I think I'm having more fun with this than I did the Z4. Like, I don't know if it's because it's so tossable and it's so lightweight. I kind of figured this would be a car that I'd have more fun with in this update, just because I love lightweight, low-power cars. I love trying to drift front-wheel drive. It's so fun. Let's do that again. Little e-brake pull. Man, making me look like a good drifter out here. Holy tire spin, grip up. Holy cow, that was so much tire squeal. This thing is a blast. I love this car. Oh, this is not the one that I expected to have the most fun with. But at the same time, I figured I'd have more fun than the Z4 with it. I figured I would find the Unimog to be kind of a hidden sleeper, and I might still. I haven't driven the Unimog yet, but this thing is a blast. This thing has been so fun, and as of right now, has been the favorite for me for this update. So let's see, 228 by far the slowest lap we'll have her on Altopolis, probably for a while. I might come back here after doing the Racing Modified and just see how much it improves. But, like, holy cow, this thing is just so fun. For only 128 horsepower. For sub 400 performance points, this thing is a blast. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a like and subscribe for more Gran Turismo content in the future and other sim racing content in the future. Thank you all. I'll see you guys later. Have an awesome day.